Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is D, and this time I have a reaction video for you guys. This is a video that I've been meaning to kind of not really do a true reaction to it because I've already watched the video, but I did want to kind of re-watch the video and add some kind of thoughts on the video. It's a relatively short video. I think it's like a minute and a half, but I will be quote unquote reacting to Florida man attacks. Let me find it here. Florida man attacks driver with knife during road rage incident. Victim pulls out gun, deputies say. So I'm going to react to this. I think it's worthy of a reaction, at least for me, because I do carry every day. So here we go.
A wild road rage incident all caught on camera. A Florida man gets out of his car armed with a knife to confront a driver. That driver then pulled out a gun. Fox's Matt Trezza has the chilling video.
Deputies say the victim's wife shot this video of the confrontation between her husband and this man, Rafael Vincent Rivera. The couple says Rivera cut them off and they followed Rivera. When both men eventually stopped, Rivera stepped out of his truck holding a knife. As the two continue to argue, you can see Rivera swing his knife at the victim, who then pulls out a gun.
No, babe, I got it on film. Right now.
Rivera calls 911 to report the confrontation.
Yeah? Because you swiped your knife and I have it on camera.
Deputies showed up and put the cuffs on both men while they investigated what happened. After talking with witnesses and reviewing the video, they let the victim go and arrested Rivera for aggravated assault.
All right.
Why doesn't every woman
Oh, no, stop all of that. All right, let me get into where I need to be here. All right, this is fine. Okay, so my thoughts on this situation. Let me see if I can. Oh, no. They're going to make me watch an ad. Okay, never mind. I won't rewatch it. But anyway, so my thoughts on the situation, and I will put a link down below so you can actually clearly watch the original, I guess, kind of news report, because I am going to try to, I might have some sort of somewhat clear type graphic over the video so that maybe I can show this without any sort of copyright type situation. But my thoughts about that situation, and I did, when I first watched that video, I did kind of scour the comment sections a little bit to see what people were saying about it. A lot of people had issue with the guy who eventually pulled out the gun. You know, there were some people that kind of, you know, had issue with the guy taking a swipe with the knife. Now where I stood on this was kind of, there was fuckery all around with this, and kind of, excuse my language, but you know, not really. Yeah, this was kind of messed up all around. There were bad choices being made across the board. Now, from a legal perspective, I mean, clearly, as the story indicated, the guy that took the swipe with the knife was the one that was arrested. And going by the video and the apparent backstory, because the apparent backstory is that the couple, they were on a motorcycle, I guess, and the guy that had the knife, he cut them off, and then the couple, of course, upset about being cut off, and again, let's say cut off, I guess, allegedly, because as somebody in the comment section also pointed out, you know, sometimes what somebody perceives as just being cut off is actually kind of a really routine, normal method of pulling in front of somebody without actually kind of being too close to them and all that type of stuff. Basically saying, you know, the alleged cut off could have just been misinterpreted, or maybe, you know, somebody could have been a little too sensitive. But I'm going to take everything at face value for the most part for the purposes of this video, and just assume, okay, the guy legitimately for real cut the couple that was on a motorcycle, cut them off, right? So they were upset about that, which I, you know, be understandable to be upset about that, to feel that way about that happening, because that does kind of irritate you a little bit when that happens. And my understanding, according to other people's accounts and just according to common sense of what I imagine it would be like to be on a bike. If you're cut off while you're riding a bike, it's a lot more of a scary, jolting occurrence than if you're in a vehicle, because you're a lot more exposed when you're on a bike. So this couple is upset and they follow the driver, the guy in the white tee with the knife that cut them off. Eventually they pull over to the side of the road and the guy gets out with the knife. Now I will say it was a stupid decision for the guy on the bike to follow the guy that cut them off, because my whole thing is, especially if you're carrying a firearm, like where do you think that that confrontation is gonna go? It's not, most likely it's not gonna result in a oh, I'm so sorry I did that to you, I'll be on my way now. Like, it's not gonna go like that. It's only gonna go to an emotional level. And you're carrying a firearm and you don't know what the guy in the vehicle has with him. Turns out he had a knife, but could have had more than that. And a knife is nothing to sneeze at all. In fact, if I can find it and if I feel okay about doing it, I might put up this video. I'm not sure if I'll be allowed to or whatever, if it'll if I'll be able to post it or not. But there's a video I saw a while back. It's really kind of frighteningly reflects how quick a knife attack can happen and how lethal, and just how it doesn't take a lot for that to happen and for it to be lethal. So a knife is nothing to sneeze at. But so you following this guy is it's the wrong move to make. It's the emotional move to make, and oftentimes the emotional move to make is usually the wrong move to make, particularly if you have a firearm on you. So bad move right there to follow this guy. Now he does follow him. The guy gets out. They both get out and off of their vehicles, and at this point nothing illegal has happened. Nothing truly violent has happened, except the guy gets out with a knife in his hand. The guy who eventually pulls the gun does not have the gun out when the two men initially confront each other. And that has to be noted, because a lot of people in the comment section were really talking about, really basically focusing on the presence of the firearm and the fact that the firearm eventually came out, and a lot of comments about kind of like, well, he the only reason he followed him is because he knew he had a gun on him. That's all kind of hearsay. That's presumptuous. We don't know, exactly what kind of dude that guy is in terms of just what his mentality was. The one thing we do know is that he did not pull his firearm until a guy took a swipe at his face with a knife. So, and which to me is justifiable reason to pull your firearm, in my opinion. Unless you're going to, let me be more responsible here. You could just jump on the guy swipes at you, because the guy swiped the knife and then didn't advance more. He swiped and then backed up a little bit. So if you really just want to truly be on the kind of, I'm not going to really face any type of liability or litigation for what happens here. If you really want to go that route, which of course is what you ultimately want to do. We want to be responsible. You just get on your bike and leave. But we're talking about, if we want to talk about self-defense, what you're legally justified to do and things like that. Look, and this was Florida too. I keep forgetting that this was Florida, and Florida is a stand your ground state. So, yes, in some other states, it really would be actually recommended, if you wanted to avoid a whole lot of headaches, it really would be recommended to just once he swipes that knife and then backs up, actually, to just, oh, babe, we're getting out of here, get on the bike, and we get out of here. But and as I said, from the very get-go, I would pick, don't even follow the guy in the first place. But we're in Florida. This is in Florida. It's stand your ground. This guy swipes at your face with a blade and backs up, but doesn't necessarily retreat. Just kind of takes the swipe, stays there, stays emotional and relatively aggressive and confrontational, but is not advancing anymore after that initial swipe. But okay, regardless, took a swipe at the face. That's actually, you could legitimately say that is an attempt at something extremely deadly there. So he pulls his firearm out in response to that, which to me is not as extreme as a lot of people were trying to make it as. I mean, once again, that firearm did not come out until a man swiped at his face with a, decently sized blade. So this is really, once again, I'll say it, this is fuckery all around. Multiple poor decisions were made by both parties involved, but I do understand, especially considering where this took place, I do understand why the law kind of made the decision they made in terms of letting the one guy go and arresting the other guy. Now, to look at things, because I do think it may kind of sound, hold on, I'm gonna probably edit what I'm about to do out here, but I'm gonna let this ad play so that I can get through it. Okay, so we're back here. All right, so I do want to kind of run through this real quick. Yeah, it's I do understand why law enforcement kind of did what they did in this particular situation, why they arrested who they arrested, because just everybody has such a visceral reaction to the presence of a gun and somebody pulling a gun in any situation, that I think there's a lot of kind of immediately negative energy that goes toward the firearm. But I mean, this is a legal weapon. This is legal for this guy to have. And then particularly Florida is a stand your ground state, so that even gives more leeway to, for lack of a better word, how loose, and again, this isn't the best term to use, but for how loose one might be with when they feel comfortable pulling their firearm. A stand your ground state, in my opinion, kind of, it's a different way of doing things than maybe other states where you constantly have a duty to retreat and all these different things and whatnot. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit, just kind of vent some of my kind of thoughts about the situation. But also it's clear, obviously, I'm because I've said I carry every day. I have a concealed carry. You might say I'm kind of biased towards the firearm. But in looking from the guy with the knife, looking from his standpoint, he's getting followed. Again, we didn't see the cutoff. We didn't see the alleged infraction, the traffic, situation, whether he really cut him off truly or not, or whether it was really egregious or what. We didn't see that. So got to shoot the guy with the knife a lot of bail, because we don't really know if he really deserved to be followed like that. And this guy he's getting followed. Perhaps he doesn't know why he's getting followed. The guy that's following, even though this guy with the knife is, it's a healthy sized gentleman, but the guy that's following him does seem to be quite a bit bigger than him. So the guy getting out of his car with a knife, there is a way to kind of see why he might feel that to be necessary, even though the guy that's confronting him isn't clearly carrying, at least not from any of the video footage. I don't know if maybe the guy, I don't know if at one point a weapon was flashed, and so the guy knew, okay, this guy that's trying to follow me flashed a weapon at me. If I'm going to get out of this truck, I'm going to make sure I have something too. Maybe that was his thought process. But the thing is, he took that swipe with the knife. That was a bad move. That was a bad move to take that swipe with that knife, because judging by the video, there wasn't necessarily a need to take that swipe. Let me get another look here
You can see Rivera swing his knife at the victim.
Yeah, see, okay. Well, this is a situation where both people clearly had opportunities to retreat. Both people clearly had opportunities to back up. When he took that swipe, both people are coming towards each other before that swipe is taken. But that also, means that the guy that swiped with the knife didn't necessarily have to take that swipe. It wasn't necessarily a self-defense swipe because he was advancing as well. They both were kind of doing the chest up, inching towards each other like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to swing my Crocodile Dundee blade. And then the other gentleman says, well, I'm going to pull out my whatever he pulls out. But yeah, so this is and then he's like, yeah, this is just this is fuckery. Just go home. Everybody go home. This is fuckery. All right, this is the end of this reaction. We have learned nothing from this video. So I hope I didn't waste your time, but I did provide you with what I said I was going to provide, a video and a reaction and commentary. So, but yeah, this is, you got to go home. People, do not follow people that if somebody cuts you off, do not follow them. And I was going to say, if you're carrying a firearm, do not follow them. But really, if you're not carrying a firearm either, don't follow them because you don't know what they have. And you might not have any way of truly defending yourself, and if you do have a firearm and you're emotional, you follow somebody, if they're not willing to back down and you're emotional and you're not trying to back down, well, this is only going to result in a stressful next few months, years, and maybe eternity for everybody. So, just people got to calm down with some of this type of stuff. I get some of that getting upset, but I know I do a lot of driving day to day. I do a lot of driving. People do a lot of stupid stuff, and the stupid stuff has increased over the years. Let me get out of this. The stupid stuff has increased over the years, but you really got to keep your cool, particularly when it comes to just the presence of firearms. So many times I've been irritated by things, out on the road, and it's just, you got to let that go right away. And it's oftentimes very easy to let it go, on the road, because the person that oftentimes did the infraction, once it happens, once they cut you off or whatever they do, they're speeding away. They're long gone down the road. If you just kind of give yourself 10 seconds to just say, do I like being alive? Do I like not being in prison? Do I like, having all of my limbs functioning and working? Do I like being able to go home to my woman or go home to my kids and loved ones and all that type of stuff? Do I like all those things? I think I do. I think I do. So let me just chill out here. People got to make that decision a lot more often. It's tough and it's hard, but yeah. But so this situation, like I said, bad decisions made all around. But the ultimate, the beginning bad decision was the gentleman and his woman on the bike deciding to follow the guy, because that's the decision that could have led to one of those, could have compounded and led to something that was just truly life-changing. And it's a decision that you really don't have to make. And the guy that swung the knife blade at the dude's face, stupid move, because you didn't have to do that. And the minute you did that, you gave at least some level, some sort of reason for the guy carrying a firearm to pull his, once you do that, because you attacked him with a deadly weapon. That's what that was. I know people like to minimize the knife because of the gun, but these are both things that can fatally kill and wound somebody. So I don't think lightly of knives at all. I've seen vicious damage done with blades, but this was, like I said, this was fuckery all around. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know we didn't really reach any too many conclusions other than just use common sense, calm down, think about all the things you have to kind of enjoy out there if you don't make these life altering for the worst decisions, and just kind of chill out there if you can. So that is it, you guys. I will catch you on the next go round.